I'm Jeline. I am a children's book author and a stuffed toy maker. I'm also the founder of Polkaducks. Polkaducks is a company who aims to create value-added children's books and toys, and we also help talented indie creators and authors realize their dreams through our personalized and customized book printing services and stuffed toy making services. So, enough about me. I am so excited to start our first Quack and Tell. Quack and Tell is basically a conversation series with fellow authors, makers who have touched our journey in our lives since we started Polkaducks in 2022. So, I am so privileged to have our very, very special guest, Ashley. Ashley, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Ashley Donegan. I am an indie author and owner of One Mama's Heart, where we love to create children's stories and stuffed animals for little ones.
Where are you based? I mean, can you just tell us, like, okay, when did we meet? How did we meet? And why are we here right now speaking to each other?
Yeah, it's a crazy kind of must be, I don't know, fate or if it depends what you believe in, coincidence, but we met on Instagram. Um, and I'm actually based in the US in Kansas. And we just, I don't know, followed something that maybe you followed or stumbled upon you totally by accident, randomly. And you helped me get my books printed and my stuffed animals made. So it's definitely helped me on my journey, for sure. And it's been great.
That's yeah. I mean, it was kind of like an online date meeting thing, and it was just really nice to receive your message. Um, I mean, since we've met in March or semi-met online in March, you have published and self-published two books. You have a stuffed toy cat, and you even have pirate chickens. I mean, your journey has been incredible. But before we talk about what's been happening, we just want to ask, um, can you take us back to the beginning? What sparked the idea of One Mama's Heart and all the books and the toys that came with it?
Yes, definitely my daughter has been the inspiration. Without her, there wouldn't be any of this. She's my inspiration, my motivation, my driving force for anything I do. And even the title or my logo and the name of my business, One Mama's Heart. Like she is my heart, she's my everything. And so the idea for my first book came when she was 2 years old, before I ever even had the idea of publishing or sharing with anyone. I just came up with this cute little story based on her security blanket because I just saw how much love she had for this little thing that gave her so much comfort, and it really inspired me from her childlike innocence and like just the sweetness of a little girl at 2 years old. And I just wrote something down and put it away in the drawer. And then however many, she's 10 now, so about 2 years ago, so when she was probably 7 or 8, I was like, maybe I should do something with that, and share it with other people because my favorite time when she was little was reading her stories, like cuddling in bed and reading her stories. And I thought if I could do what other people have done for me, that would be so amazing. If I could share, what other people give me at story time with my daughter at night, I would love that. And so that's kind of just what sparked it all.
I mean, that's an amazing, amazing story. I just also want to tell the viewers that who illustrated your book, just to
Oh,
add a little
my
bit more
first
personal touch.
Well, my first book, Adventures of Snugs, I did. She inspired it for sure, but I did it, and I'm definitely not an illustrator. I mean, I did it, but it is not my, strongest suit, but it was something, a personal journey for me to put myself out there and just try to get rid of judgment and criticism of myself and, kind of like, oh, well, if people think this isn't good, oh, well, I'm going to do it anyway because I want to and because I think it's fun and I want to share about my daughter. And so that was like definitely an inner healing part of my journey that I was going through at that time. So I did the first one, but she did my second book, Pirate Chickens Under Attack, and she is a way better illustrator than I could ever be. So, and she did it when she was like 8.5. She's 10 now, but when she actually drew the pictures and stuff, she was about 8. So she's definitely better than I am.
That's, I mean, for me, that's just amazing because One Mama's Heart was inspired by your daughter, and yet even up to the digital art and everything is still with her, and you guys do it together. And I think that's what makes your stories just extra special because it's not just you hired somebody and this is it, you know. It's just so personal, and I think that's why when you read Adventures of Snugs, and I've read it also to my daughter, you feel the love and you feel just the care in every page because it is so personal. Um,
Thank
but
you.
when you said that, you know, I don't care if people don't like it. I just want to have fun. I think that's a very important thing to say because starting your journey, I mean, especially that it's not print on demand, you know, like as we were talking at the beginning of your journey, can I really do this? You know, it's like a bulk order. It's um yeah, like 500, 300 pieces. And were you not scared with the idea that, okay, what am I going to do with 300 and 500 pieces once it's there? It's a huge investment. It's not a joke, you know? But what made you decide or jump through that hurdle that, okay, I'm scared. It might, some people might not like it, but I'll do it anyway.
Definitely. And I would be lying if I said I still don't have those feelings of what if, and oh my gosh, I'm scared. We all have those feelings of, can I do this? But luckily, I have a great support system. My husband, as I was telling you earlier, he kind of even pushes me more than I push myself and with his support. And he's like, just do it. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. And I've taken a lot of classes. I've taken a lot of webinars. I've taken a lot of conferences. I've read a lot on
I'm
how
sorry.
to do.
When you said about taking, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but when you said like taking classes and webinars just for the purpose of the viewers, just to give a little bit more information about it, what kind of classes that help you that you think that help you write better or sell or just give you the confidence?
Yeah, just from other authors, other indie authors, there's plenty of stuff online about how to profit, which isn't my motivation. I mean, but it's still something I want to learn about. My motivation is sharing what's in my heart, and hopefully others, resonate with that. But some people's are for profit or for, whatever reason that is for you. You have to find that out. But um, mine is sharing my heart and with my daughter and trying to help her grow and be confident and share your story. But so yeah, plenty of classes online that you can find. There's plenty of networking on Facebook, Instagram. People share stuff all over the place. So yeah, profiting, marketing, how to just start your journey, book design, anything that's out there, you can find it. And I've definitely, I've been to conferences. I'm going to the book fair in Germany this next week. So just connecting with other people that share their tips and tricks. I mean, they're all over. So
I mean, what Ashley is also not telling you guys is, yes, she started her journey, I think March, April, when you reached out to me last year
I don't know if it was last year or
or the year
24
we
or 23. I can't remember exactly, but yeah.
But I mean, ever since then, as I've mentioned earlier, you've already self-published and or published two books, two kinds of stuffed toys. And I mean, not only that, I mean, Ashley has also been in multiple podcasts, YouTube interviews, even in television. I mean, your journey and I've been watching your journey and I've told you that and I've always cheered you on and sent you random messages. That it's just amazing how from when we first talked to each other that you were unsure and then all of a sudden, bam, you know, you're like interview after interview after interview and and it's a journey that it's like not every self-publisher can have. You know, getting yourself out there is so difficult. Getting yourself noticed in media outlets um is not as easy, but you make it seem so easy.
Oh,
How did you start? I mean, it's true. I mean, how did you start putting yourself out there and what strategies? I mean, what strategies work best for you to get noticed and to get all these placements?
Um, well, thank you, first of all, but it is not easy for me at all. I was telling you earlier, I'm an introverted person. I've always been very shy and quiet. So this is like a stretch for me to put myself out there, but it's also part of my inner child healing work I've been doing, um, to get over some of those fears. And so it is not easy at all, especially I've been on some live, news interviews. I've done podcasts. I went to New York and filmed, so it's on YouTube, Kidlit TV with my daughter. So those kind of things are very kind of stressful and nerve-wracking for me, but also exciting and wonderful. And so I try not to um be negative about it. I try to be positive, especially because my daughter's watching me. So if it wasn't for
Um,
her, I wouldn't be this way. I wouldn't be pushing myself, but I know that she's watching. So that's what drives me to push myself for her. Because for me, I'm kind of like, no big deal. But for her, I will do anything literally. So, but how I put myself out there is I just do it. I don't really think about it too much, which is very unlike me, the old me. But I just do it and say, oh, we'll see what happens. Or if I do kind of think about it, I'm like, well, what's the worst that could happen? They could say no. So I try to put
do
myself out
you do
there.
you do you send emails or do you cold call? Do you just
Um, well, like for you, I just reached out on Instagram. I just hit send. I'm like, let me talk to her, let me see what happens. Or I've been on Facebook groups where I join the group and I maybe like find somebody in there and then I start talking to them. Or I've sent emails. I found on a Facebook group a PR guy, a public relations guy. So he has actually helped me like get my New York interview and things like that, because I hired him. And so he has really helped me a lot, but also a lot of things I just enter myself into. I've entered myself into contests, which, by the way, I just found out, um, I won,
oh my
best
God.
cover design, best cover design
The
with
one that
your
your
help.
daughter did? Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yes, with the
with the
foil.
foil and the accent. So I
Oh,
just won
that's
that award over
amazing.
the weekend. So
Congratulations. Is it already
thank you.
announced?
What was that?
Is it already announced? Oh
Well, the
no.
thing is that I was driving in the car on the Zoom call when they announced it, and I lost signal, so I didn't get to hear it. But I saw on Instagram, but they haven't posted it yet. That somebody else told me. So I will post it. I will post it, but they haven't like officially posted it yet on their website or whatever. But I guess I won best cover design.
Oh, that's
Um,
amazing.
yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I couldn't have done it without your beautiful foil accents and all your help and everything like there. So,
I
um,
mean, we just
but
executed your idea. So you wanted foil, you wanted embossed, so we just gave it to you.
it was a joint effort for sure.
Yeah.
But but yeah, so I just do it and see what happens. I mean, I don't know if that's the best idea or advice for people, if that works for everybody, but I'm kind of like, what's the worst that could happen is they'll just say no. And I try
I,
it, and I've definitely been rejected for some things. I mean, it's not like I get everything I try for, but you throw a couple,
that's true.
cast a couple lines, you'll catch a couple fish. So
I remember somebody asked me like for advice, what was the one thing that I can tell, women or people, and that's what I also said. I just said just ask, because whether it's a no or a yes, at least you get an answer, and then you can move forward and then look for
right.
another solution or plan your next steps. But for an introvert and for somebody who is scared, I mean, I love what you said. You just put yourself out there, and it's really just about making the journey fun. Because once you take out the fun in it, it's just all, I don't know. It just takes out why you did this in the first place.
Exactly. And I definitely have questioned myself and second guessed and been like, what I feel like I'm gonna quit. Like I'm just gonna quit all this. Like, why am I doing this? When at those times we all get down.
Hmm.
And I'm like, this is a lot of work and and then I just have to recenter and say, why am I doing this? And it's for my daughter. And every time it brings me back, when I get in those moments of questioning and self-doubt and stuff, like I'm not good enough and I'm not like this author and I'm not doing, when you compare and stuff, which I try not to compare myself because I feel like I'm a lot different than, I don't know, a lot of other authors that I have seen. My style and how I do things and how I think and how I create is definitely not like anybody else I've seen. So whether that's good or bad, but I've definitely had those doubts for sure.
But I mean, for now, like the other moms or women out there who are thinking of, going down the path that we both did, but are still kind of like feeling iffy about it, what is the best advice that you can give them just to get it going?
Just to connect with other people and learn from them and find a support group. I mean, I'm lucky that I have a great family and a great husband and my daughters along with me. So like I said, if it was just me, I could see why I would be like, no, I'd be too scared. But if you just try and take one step and then that step could bring you to another step, you just have to start. And I'd say connecting with others makes you feel like you're not alone in the journey because there's so many people out there, and I've been lucky enough to find quite a few. So
That's really great. I mean, so yeah, just start and you'll never know unless you try it, right?
exactly.
Yeah. So now, I mean, with Janice and the pirate chickens, has this helped connect with readers and everyone else that you've given your book to? Now that you're going to the Frankfurt Book Fair, will this be kind of like will they be there actually? Will your stuff boys be there?
Pirate Chickens will be there. It's going to be, I forget the name of the exact company, but it's through, I think you guys probably have Bowker. Do you have Bowker where you get your ISBN number through in Germany? Or do you have a different
Yeah,
thing?
we have a different one. Yeah.
Oh,
It's kind
okay.
of like centralized, but
Okay, so I sent it through Bowker and they have like a collective book display of indie authors. So I entered Pirate Chickens in through there so people can come see the indie authors at that booth. But um, so how has it what was the question? How has it connected with readers?
yeah, I mean, did it get an extra push when when you paired Adventures of Snugs with Janice and Pirate Attack of the Pirate
Oh,
Chickens with the Pirate Chicken?
definitely. And I have them here. So this is Jan for anybody that doesn't know.
What?
Every little kid, whenever I do a booth or anything, they like make a beeline straight for the stuffies. The kids love them. They pick them up, and the parents are like, "Whoa, you have enough stuffed animals!"
I'm not sure if the parents actually like us or not like us,
No, but the kids go straight for it, which is what I love to see, whether they buy it or not. Like it makes my heart so happy, and
Yeah.
which is what it's all about, because this actually is my real cat in real life, and she's 14 now. So to see that she is like sharing and spreading love is what it's all about for me. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean kids love it. And then the book, of course, goes along with it. So and then anyone like people will get the book or get the stuffy and send me pictures later on of the child holding the stuffy or reading the story later on and telling me about it. And that just like warms my heart whenever I see a picture with a kid, being comforted by one of my stuffed animals or by the book or connecting with it. Or so many people have emailed me or messaged me that they had a security blanket when they were little, like adults,
Um,
uh, you know, and they'll send me pictures. I still have one. I still have my security blanket, and I'm
you
45 or
should
whatever.
have kind of like an Instagram like campaign, like
A
kind of like
collage,
shoot your
yeah.
yeah, like your readers do and get like the best picture, I don't know, with your
Yeah, that's
book.
a great
That would be
idea.
fun.
I don't know if people want me to like publicize it necessarily. They just
Oh,
want
that's
to
true. That's
let
true.
me know that they still it's such a connection from childhood that they can't let go of in adulthood, and so that they can connect with my story in that way. It just is like makes it all worth it again. In those moments where I'm doubting myself, I'm like at least they connected with my story. They got it, and so that makes it all kind of worthwhile when I see that.
Oh, that's amazing to know. But so yeah, after all of this and the Frankfurt Buchmesse, what is next for Ashley Donegan? Do you have future projects, future interviews, podcasts? Christmas is coming up. Is there anything that you would like to invite the people who are watching, especially if they're in Kansas or in the US? What can we expect from you in the next couple of months?
Yeah, well, we've entered into a couple more awards, so those should be announced in the fall. So keep your fingers crossed for us there. As far as any kind of, I don't have anything planned, scheduled coming up. I might do a couple fairs around Christmas time. Haven't fully committed to those yet, but we do have about, I've lost count now because I think about 28 to 30 additional titles story ideas that we want to do, where we've started about, I think, 4 to 5 of them. And I actually just came up with another one the other day. And so, but it's very time consuming, for me anyway, the way I do it because I pretty much do every aspect of the whole entire book,
Mm-hmm,
which is not typical. Most people hire an illustrator or hire a cover design person, or I do every aspect of it. So whether that's good or bad, I don't know, but that's just how I do it. So it takes me a very long time, and I'm very picky, as you know, about how the book,
Yeah,
the um the
but it
final
pays off,
product.
so that's good. You won best cover, so
Yes, so I'm very proud of that, but I have a specific idea in mind of how I want things, and so it takes me a long time from start to finish. And my kind of creative process is sort of like, this one starts here and this one goes here, and this, it's kind of all over the place. It's probably not in the best kind of logical order, but it's just how my mind works. So yeah, we have definitely, hopefully, more stories coming out depending on how much time I have, but nothing really on the pipeline as far as interviews. I'm sure I'll sign up for some more. I'm going to look for more related, children's stories related podcasts to be on, but nothing really specifically besides the book fair coming up, which is a huge deal. And
it's
so
huge.
I'm
Yeah.
super excited for that and to get to meet you finally. I can't believe that's going to happen. So
Great. Great. Ashley, thank you so much for sharing what's next for One Mama's Heart. I mean, this is such a great conversation. And for me, it's really great that this was my first Quack and Tell. It was very informative. And like you said, I mean, I like like hearing your story, it wasn't just like, hey, everything was handed to me in a silver platter. Because as a self-publisher, like I said, there was always this fear. Now I have 300 books at least, or 500 or 1,000. What do I do now? There's this fear. But but we also want to tell the people who are listening and the women who feel like they want to start this journey that it's not like a magic wand. You did hustle, you did reach out. You like you said, you sent a lot of inquiries, messages, a lot of rejections until what people only see is like the flowers on top, all your podcasts and interviews. So with that said, what are to summarize everything that we talked about today, what are the key points that you would like our first viewers to take away from our first conversation of Back and Tell?
I would say, if you're wanting to get started in your author journey, just remember what your why is, why you're starting in the first place. Put yourself out there and connect with others. And also, I try personally to not turn down any opportunities, because you never know where that's going to go or lead to the next thing. If it'll fit in my schedule, I do it. I probably drive my husband and my daughter crazy with all of our commitments, because they're like, "Where are you going now? What are you doing?" They can't keep up with me, but I just love it so much, and I want to share. And so I try to always be wherever I can be to share my story. So I would just say, get out there, and it's scary and tough, but the hard work pays off. And yeah, it definitely is not handed to you on a silver platter or a magic wand. You have to put in the hustle and do it, but it is definitely a journey that's worthwhile.
Amazing. That's great, Ashley. Thank you for joining our very first session. Thank you for taking the time. I know it's super early in Kansas. Here it's like half past 3, and there it's like 9:30 in the morning. No, 8:30 in the
It is
morning.
8:30. It's
So
8:30, but
thank
that's
you
okay.
so much. Thank you
Well,
so
thank
much.
you.
Before we cut this, can you please tell them where to find you if they want to send you a message? How can they reach you?
My email is everything's on my website. It's www.onemama's heart.com, all spelled out. I'm on Instagram, One Mama's Heart, Facebook. My email is in there. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm so privileged to be your first interview guest, and thank you for helping me along my journey. It's definitely been a great friendship that we've made online, and I can't wait to meet you
Absolutely.
next week. So I'm
Soon.
super excited.
Exactly. Than't you, Ashley. I won't
Thank
keep you
you.
any longer from your day, and I wish you a great Wednesday, no, Tuesday, a great day.
Tuesday.
Bye,
Thank you.
Ashley.
Bye.